From attempting to create a group of islands that look like the world map out of unstable beach sand, to a never-ending traffic tunnel that caused more traffic problems than it fixed. And from a multi-billion-dollar international airport that remains abandoned to this day, to an earthquake-prone bridge built over one of the most active fault lines in America. These are the stories of the most expensive megaproject mistakes around the world. We begin these expensive megaproject mistakes with number 5, the World Dubai. Journalist Oliver Wainwright of The Guardian called the world, which was revealed in May 2003 amid considerable hoopla, Dubai's ultimate mistake. There was some initial progress made in the grandiose archipelago project in 2007, but work came to a standstill in 2008 when the global financial crisis hit and Dubai's housing market crashed. Investors were left with a large amount of debt they could not repay. Island's owner committed himself, while the owner of Great Britain Island was arrested for fraud. Several islands seemed to be slipping into the sea in 2009, according to reports. Before the start of building on the heart of Europe, a 6-island development that is planned to open in 2020, Lebanon was the only built island. However, the vast bulk of the islands have remained undeveloped to this day, raising the question of whether the massive undertaking will ever be finished. Number 4, the Big Dig, Boston, USA. Known as the Big Dig, the Boston Central Artery was one of the most significant transportation projects in the United States. It had taken decades of preparation and debate to get to this point. The Big Dig's preliminary planning began in 1981, but real building did not begin until 1991. Estimated completion date of 2001 for tunnel building work. As for completion and public opening dates, they were both set for 2006 and 2008 respectively. Cost overruns and building delays tarnished its reputation throughout the United States. When the Big Dig eventually opened, the engineers breathed a sigh of relief. However, a lady was murdered in the early stages of construction when a massive tunnel ceiling panel fell on an automobile. Finally, the Big Dig cost $22 billion and created a lot of headaches for Bostonians. Number 3, San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge Replacement, USA. The San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge's seismically unsafe eastern portion had to be replaced in the most costly public works megaproject in California history. Efforts to build an earthquake-resistant structure started in 2002 and were expected to cost $2.6 billion, up from the original estimate of $1 billion 6 years earlier. During construction, a slew of issues developed, including design flaws, water leaks, bolt failures, and a welding scandal that prompted an FBI probe. As expected, the project was delayed and the budget increased significantly due to a seemingly infinite number of challenges. After 5 years of delays, the new bridge was finally completed in 2013, costing $6.4 billion. Number 2, Ciudad Real Central Airport, Spain. In the midst of Spain's pre-crisis expenditure splurge, Ciudad Real Central Airport stood as a monument to arrogance and incompetence. In spite of its name, the so-called Central Airport is located 141 miles from Madrid, despite the fact that it was originally intended to serve as an overflow airport for the Spanish city. After opening in 2008, the White Elephant drew just 3 low-cost airlines and barely a few thousand passengers in the first year of operation. The airport's owner went bankrupt in 2012 and all activities were halted at the facility. For a mere $11,000 in 2015, the site was sold to a Chinese-led group of investors. However, 3 years later, it was sold to Ciudad Real International Airport for $65.9 million and even welcomed its inaugural flight in 2019, even if there were no passengers on board. Since Madrid is 150 miles distant, the now called Ghost Airport has been proposed that it may be utilized for flying instruction and tech support, but for now, it remains abandoned. The rebranding attempt as Madrid Airport South was a failure. And the last one on our list, number 1, the Superconducting Supercollider USA. One of the world's most powerful particle accelerators, the Superconducting Supercollider was intended to be built in Texas, but was never built. First, it was envisioned as an American counterpart to the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, which was finished in 2008 and is widely regarded as the most powerful particle accelerator ever built. Work on the Superconducting Supercollider started in the late 1980s, and by the early 1990s, 15 miles of tunnels had been excavated and 17 shafts had been drilled on the site. After that, Congress turned off the valve. As a result, the project's budget had ballooned from $4.4 billion to more than $11 billion. After all that money was squandered on the project, the total cost to the taxpayers of the United States is around $3.7 billion. What do you think about these mega project mistakes? Which one gave you the biggest headache? Tell us in the comments. Also, if you want to see more about similar projects, you can watch the 2 videos that are on your screen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.